Hi and welcome to Geopolitics 411, a week where we've had a lot happening in Africa, and the highlight has been Congo. Besides anything else that has happened across the different nations, I think the conflict in DRC Congo with the M23 has taken the lead, and it's sad to see what is happening in Congo, and hopefully we can get a solution to that. So the Rwandan-backed M23 militia invaded DRC somewhere earlier in the week, and they were specific on the invasion because they were moving to Goma town, which is part of Kivu province, which of course is engineered by the fact that this region has a lot of minerals, and I think this militia just want to take control of that region so they're able to mine, even if it's not them. Whoever has backed them is able to find minerals and take them away. And unfortunately, this is a country that has so many minerals, but people are among the poorest in the continent. So you can see how bad it can get if you have minerals with poor leadership and poor security forces, because that is what is causing all this. Goma town is located in the region of Congo where most of the minerals are found, and this M23 basically want to take charge of the area, or if not them, their sponsors want to take charge of that area. Another highlight was when this whole M23 happened, we saw mercenaries that ran immediately after the invasion happened. They ran towards Rwanda, and we could see them getting screened by the Rwandan forces, boarding their vehicles and wanting to go back to their home countries. They're from different countries. They're just white people who had come here to destabilize their continent for reasons best known to them. So the question, of course, is who had brought these mercenaries and for what purpose? The fact that we know there are minerals, it's clear that is why they were here. However, people still don't understand why these people chose not to. When the conflict started, they decided, you know what, we are not fighting. From the videos that have been shared, they left their cars, they left their weapons, like loaded weapons. They left everything back here and decided to exit. So it's still a bit, I don't understand how they chose not to engage in the war, or for what reason, because I don't think M23 would have overpowered. From the videos we have seen, M23 wouldn't have overpowered those mercenaries. So the question should be, why we're having mercenaries in Africa and who is sponsoring them and for what purpose? The moment we get to understand that it's basically the West that has decided Africa won't know peace, or because they have all these minerals that we need, destabilize them, and then steal the minerals, take them to our Western manufacture and sell to them back things, and then ensure these people live in abject poverty for as long as we can get minerals. It's really unfortunate. So that was one of the key highlights that happened this week in Africa. Something else that was very instrumental is finally that the states of Sahel nations, which is Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, officially, they're done with Ecowas, like they exit. They gave their notice a few months ago. They were given 6 months of, if you rethink the decision and you want to come back, we still have space. But now officially on 29th of January, the statement from Ecowas came out, and it says that these people now, they've decided we are not on the same script, so they're exiting. So Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, officially, they're out of the famous economic community of West African states, which is in short form ECOWAS. Burkina Faso is led by Ibrahim Traore, Mali is led by Assimi Goïta, and Niger is led by Abdurrahman Chiani. So these guys took over power through coups. So between 2020 and 2022 is when these coups happened in West Africa. And when these leaders took over, of course, due to the rules, terms and conditions that apply in ECOWAS, the presidents and the laws that have been set cannot allow them to be part of it. So they just decided, since we can't accommodate this according to our terms and conditions, then you have to exit, you can run your thing. But the most interesting thing is that this president formed their alliance, which they call Alliance of Sahel States. So they have decided we will work together as nations that were quote unquote excommunicated from ECOWAS, and we will push our thing as we go. So that's where we are. The formal withdrawal was announced by the Nigerian-based regional bloc on Wednesday, And so far, they haven't responded. But Ibrahim hasn't said a thing. I mean, all of them have just decided, I think, it's our time to make decisions. And I think the fact that they were also able to send away the French troops, the American troops, and clear their bases and close their bases, these nations have just decided we are going to run our own thing without having a colonizer or neo-colonizer taking us through the mess that has been. In fact, for Traore, he's been speaking out and saying a lot that these people came to Africa, they've been stealing our minerals and taking them away. And so what we've decided, send them away, run our thing, and move. It's very interesting that we have an African leader who's thinking in that perspective, because you see the story that is happening in Congo. If we had a leader who was strategic and who had the nation of Congo at heart, we'd not be seeing the way like Traore has for the people of Burkina Faso, then we'd not be seeing what we are seeing in Congo. And when you speak to people in Burkina Faso, because we have some friends there, I was told Traore is so loved that they have decided, even in the roundabouts, that in the capital, what they have people who ensure they offer security for free for him, to ensure that there is nobody who's going to harm him. The other day when he was in Ghana for the inauguration of the president, he went with his full combat uniform. He even had a weapon stripped on his waist. And the people that were attending this event, which of course most are Ghanaians, they were celebrating the president of Burkina Faso more than their own president who they were swearing in. So of course this sent a message that a lot of young leaders and young people in Africa are looking up to this leader as someone who's taking his country in the right direction. And indeed the citizens are saying he's performing. I mean, the guy is giving farmers tractors to go and farm. He's giving them seeds to deal with food shortages. Like, he's really focused on his country, and their exit from Ecowas, in my opinion, if the other two leaders, Assimi and Abdurrahman, are able to follow in the steps of Ibrahim, then the Sahel region will grow in leaps and bounds, and it will be a nation that we will be looking up to, or a region that will be looking up to and saying, these guys had an idea of what they're doing, and indeed they're doing best for their country. So something else that was key in Africa this week is that Kenya's president, William Ruto, sent a tweet saying that he spoke to the president of France, that is Emmanuel Macron, and that did not sit well with a lot of Africans, especially the West Africa region. Their issue was that the president, who is the head of the EAC, or the East African Region bloc, is speaking and reaching out to a colonizer of the West African region, including Congo, to help them sort a mess which they actually created from the beginning. And so there was a lot of backlash from people across that were not happy, and that feel that if you see leaders like Macron, Traore sending away France out of West Africa, then why do you want to reach out to the same person who the leaders feel he impoverished nations across the West Africa region? So why would you call out such a person to help you broker peace when essentially he's been stealing and messing Africa to ensure there was no peace? So that was something that was really an issue, and still is a subject of discussion across the region. On the international space, we had a very interesting thing happen, and that was China's launch of Deepseek AI, that came to overtake what we've known as the open AI source ChatGPT, which is American. So that by itself was a shakeup in the tech world, because a lot of, especially, of course, America being the superpower it is, does not want anyone taking up the space they've been taking, even in tech space. So the emergence of this powerful AI model prompted a panic response from the leading US firms. And of course, people suffered losses, people who do investments. So there was like a huge downfall on that. And it led to warning signs, a global of AI arms race. So there's that. So artificial intelligence startup Deepseek released their latest version of its open source AI this week. And this, of course, it rivals tech giants like Meta, which is huge, ChatGPT and all this. So it surpasses, the most interesting thing is that Deepseek surpasses its rivals in several key metrics, which include with a lower cost and just a fraction of the amount to train and develop. Like the Chinese were able to make use of minimal resources and tech speciality to build something that came and has beat up, as of now, has beat up the ChatGPT space of the American tech giants. So that by itself has been something of major concern. And we're hoping Africa, we're also getting there, and we will have our own AI tool that we're able to feed that can also, help us get out of that mess of just waiting for the West to develop, then we come in. So how I feel about it, I feel it's a good idea to have these spaces and AI tools, as many as possible, as diverse as possible, so that we are also not being dominated by one particular key. Because sometimes you want to do something using AI, but the way they are engineered, they make sure if, for instance, you want to say something negative about a particular personality, you're not able to do it. If you want to say something nice about them, then they give you all the options. So if we're able to create the Chinese one that can create the both good, bad, ugly of people, countries, then why not? So I feel like the US should stop being scared or worried and just it's an open space. It's a free world. It's tech. Let everyone enjoy their space while it lasts. We might just shock them with an African one. Who knows? Anyway, my guys in the tech space, please do something from Africa so that we also get into this competing space where we're able to push our own creations. So yeah, that has been it for the week in the geopolitical space. Something else that the US was raising is that they are very concerned about Deepseek, because of course US always believes everyone, especially China, is always spying them. So the fight against Deepseek mostly is because they are concerned about their safety, and they are fighting the whole idea of spying them. So that's the concern they have, not anything else, by the way. So that is what has happened. Hopefully more tools coming, maybe in the next month. By the end of 2025, we'll have more. Yeah, and we'll be here to tell you what is happening in the world space across. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you have something that we missed, by the way, you can also comment on the space, tell us. And if you have something that you feel we can also highlight that we missed, text us on the comment section. We'll find it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next episodes.